Hey friends, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of The Mind of the Martyr. It is Monday. We are here to play some TTRPGs. Whatever is going to happen the next couple of sessions, because oh boy, we are in it. We are definitely in it. Hope you're doing well. Make sure you've got some water or sufficient hydration as you settle in with us for a couple of hours here. Before we can go ahead and dive into the session proper, there is a few folks that we need to mention that help keep us as Friends Who Roll Dice going and help keep us creating the content that we create with the awesome creators that we have. So, the first folks I want to bring up there is the wonderful folks at Grinding Coffee. They are a Black LGBT plus owned coffee company that makes amazing coffee. Doesn't matter what you like, what blend you like, what flavors you like, I guarantee you Grinding Coffee has got something you're into, 100%. And if you're a little hesitant, you can go ahead and grab some sample packs as well from Grinding Coffee too. You'll get a little bit of everything, and then you'll be able to buy way too much, especially if you're like me and like a lot of other people that just function on coffee these days. But yeah, go ahead and check them out at Grinding Coffee Co. That's their website, and support some awesome creators. Throw in FWRD into the checkout to get some money off your purchase. That goes towards helping us out as well as helping them out. So yeah, go and check out Grinding Coffee. Our second folks here. Actually, no, I'm not going to talk. Why don't we go ahead and roll the clip? Roll the clip!
Hey, Boblin the Goblin.
Yes?
What's the one thing every TTRPG player needs?
Dice! More pretty shiny clickety-clackety, let's go attackity dice!
You'll be the envy of all your Dice Goblin friends with a new set from Dice Envy. They have sets in polymer,
Yes!
wood,
Yes!
and metal.
Yes!
Plus accessories,
Yes!
mystery sets,
Yes!
subscription boxes, and more.
Yes!
Whether it's your first set, a new set to match a new character, or just because you need more. Excuse me. Dice Envy has you covered. Click the Friends Who Roll Dice affiliate link when it pops up in chat to help support our channel. Why not give your friends Dice Envy?
I must have them. Lickety-clackety.
Heck yeah!
Yeah!
Hey,
Pretty
babe.
shiny clickety-clackety.
A big thank
And
you
we're
/
up.
well done / amazing to Adam, who did all the work on that. It's awesome. It's amazing.
The art, the little gobbo was by Cole, who is not with us at the moment, but they will be returning, and their art is amazing. Check them out, Cole and Rael. We will have spots for the other sponsors coming up. They are in the works.
Soon. Including the jazz hands, because you got it. The last folks I want to go ahead and mention are, of course, our friends at Roll20. We are a Roll20 Spotlight partnered stream. Roll20 is an online tool set at roll20.org where you can bring your pen and paper RPGs to your screen. It is blooming fantastic, especially considering the pandemic that we still find ourselves in, and I know I don't want to mention it, so I'm not going to mention it anymore. But it's super helpful to have an incredible tool set full of various different things, whether that be something simple like setting up a token with your HP and your AC and all that kind of thing, getting your maps done and sorted, pretty effects, all the way through to actual functional dynamic lighting that you can use for each character in their cone of sight, as well as modify it for things like blind sight, tremor sense, etc. It is fantastic. I've been using it a bunch. for games that aren't on stream. And yeah, you should definitely check it out. You can go ahead and set up an account for free, and there is also a couple of different subscriptions depending on what you need. You might just want to fool around with some stuff, or you might want to go all in and be the absolute best GM you can possibly be. So yeah, go ahead and check them out. Roll20.net. This is how we roll. And with that, why don't we go ahead and jump straight into this episode of the Mind of the Martyr? Who wants to go ahead and let folks know what exactly happened last time?
I guess I can.
Cool.
We had a meeting with important people, like heads of state and stuff, and one of them was Mara's brother-in-law, and Logan talked a lot, which is perhaps like in Logan. And we decided to try to get in a spaceship thing, right? I feel like that's the gist.
In fairness, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plan was, with all the abductions happening across now multiple countries, with a good bit of detective work from both Oren and Mara, you managed to figure out the next possible place that could be hit. And so you're lacking information at the moment, so that's the one thing that makes the most sense to get. You're going to go in, find wherever this ship appears, which may be in the sky, may be in space, maybe somewhere in between, who knows, and gather as much intel as you can before you go ahead and extract. That is basically the plan that was set up between everyone there. Queen Elowen agreed. You reconvened with Torn, who is happy to assist you in this matter as well. And we found ourselves leaving this meeting room and traveling back through Scythia in order to have a chat with Odium, who you said that you would meet after your discussion in the same tea shop you were in beforehand. And indeed, you don't even have to get too close before you smell the scents of various different herbal teas. You notice there's a bit more of a more summery taste, a more fruity aroma seems to be around the area. And indeed, as you approach, it's relatively busy. You've never really seen this area particularly empty. But you see, sat in the back in their own chair, just with a few teapots and stuff arranged, and you watch as they occasionally just flicker a small flame with their hands, just a little one against a couple of the teapots, just to keep them warm as they're sat there. They seem to be doing this a little bit rhythmically, getting into a pattern. As you approach, they seem a little lost in thought at the moment.
Dawan's gonna approach Odion, and much like how we left off last session, just it's one of those, you know, when an episode ends and the next episode starts, it shows a little clip from the last episode. She's gonna sit down on the table and go, "So we're going to space."
And Mara says, "Oh, we need to plan a heist at the same time."
Looks towards you both, and then looks towards Oren and Jacaranda.
Suit up, man.
For the first time, you watch as he kind of slinks back in his chair. He reaches down to this small little pouch on his waist, and I do mean like small. It's probably about yay big. pulls it out, pulls out this teeny tiny little hip flask, pops it open, and just pours a little into the tea. Just a touch. Pops it back. Takes a sip. All right, let's start that again. Your what?
Wait, before we start, did you get the thing?
Which thing?
The thing that I sent you to get.
Yes, I got the thing.
Okay, can I have the thing?
What thing?
I'll look around, kind of nod, and then pass you the thing.
Okay, I take the thing and I leave the shop and I just go out front. And then I send to, what was the Guardian's name?
The Guardian.
Yes, the Guardian of the Forest. The
Oh.
one with the tree.
They didn't really give you a proper name.
Okay, but I send to him.
Yeah, I know who you sent it to.
And I'm like, sir, I have something I need you to protect.
Oh,
The fate of the world depends on it.
Okay, you're gonna have to hit me with a persuasion check, like straight away, as you've just contacted this individual that you have met once.
Listen,
And you're
30.
like,
Okay,
hey,
30. I need him to protect the thing.
okay, so
Okay, but the question is,
magic.
will this be protected? Because I feel like we did most of the work before.
this is very true. We had to protect the tree from other things.
Yeah, from whatever was corrupting it at the time.
I mean,
Okay,
the only
so-
other
It's
person we could
prone
give it to is
corruption.
Harmony, so it's like, he's closer.
So, okay,
Definitely.
so 30 ensures that they respond at the very least. Because they might have just blanked you otherwise. You get the response back of just... Ooh. Hello again. What? I didn't think that we were quite on friendly terms.
We saved your life. I hope we're on friendly terms. There's this cone that could destroy the whole world, and it needs protected. And it needs to be away from us because we're always in danger. Always.
Well, that kind of makes sense to me. Pauses for a moment. Just how many words does sending have?
It's 25. That was about 25.
Like, well, you. And then it cuts out.
And I will send one more time. We're not going anywhere today. So was that a yes?
Wherever you find yourself, I will send a blackbird. Leave it with them, and they will bring it to me. And I shall do what I can.
Do I think a blackbird could hold the bag?
What is this, Monty Python?
Right, that's exactly what I was thinking.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unleaded swallow?
Well, because my plan was to send Shikari with it. But
I mean, it very much depends on whether he's talking about a blackbird, as in like a corvid, or whether he's
Okay.
just talking about a big bird that is also black. So you imagine
Well,
he
she
knows what he's
trusts-
talking about.
right. Okay. Can it be Okay, so that was 5. Can it be before tomorrow?
I love sending.
I shall send tonight.
Thank you. And she disconnects. Anyway, she puts the cone, she has
I'm
to
hanging
get
up on the tree.
Yes, okay. She goes back in. I don't know what they were talking about, but she goes back in.
In the meantime, as Mara has stepped out for a moment, Odia is still looking at you with just very visible confusion. Just, am I getting any context about this at all, or is that it?
Okay, let's try. The people disappearing. You know about that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm aware.
So they're kind of disappearing. They're kind of not disappearing. Apparently, there's a first-hand account from Oren here that there's a ship that comes along as well when the disappearances happen. And so what we're going to try to do, because we also figured out why it's hitting the places that it's hitting, we're going to try to go to the place where it's going to be to try to get on the ship and get information and get off of the ship before it goes wherever it lives.
Well, part of it's not a ship that goes anywhere. It's a ship that pops through a hole in.
Well, yeah, but it will go back through the hole,
yeah.
I'm assuming. But the hole stays in the same spot,
So
and then the planet moves.
We need to go there while the planet is moving before a certain date because there's a town nearby.
Yes.
And gather information. You wanted to be brought in and brought along.
In my defense, I thought that perhaps we were going to run into brigands or perhaps the wandering angry elemental. I wasn't expecting.
Okay, so Mara comes in as brigands. I mean, well, they're stealing people, so they're brigands.
Also, in our defense, it is, and Dawn's gonna look at the motley crew around us.
Your sarcastic look raises an excellent point. And thank you for the exploration, Jacaranda. Right. I can't exactly say I'm spry anymore, but I can help where I can, I suppose. What can I assist you? Oh, sorry, so rude of me. Sit down. Tea for all.
Well, besides Oren, I don't think any of us have actually heisted anything.
And to be fair, I wasn't really in my right mind the last time I did a heist. Speaking of that,
It's been taken care of.
What?
It's been taken care of. Just forget about it. Forget it ever existed.
Oh boy. Okay, I thought I lost it when I was out of it with the Siren's Tear last night. Okay. All right. So you know
further visible confusion.
Just.
All right, you've got
it's
it.
a long story, Odian.
You've got it handled.
Yes.
Whatever. Okay.
It's been handled.
Thank the sisters. Oh. Okay. That's quite a weight off my shoulders. Yeah, so the last time it was more of a smash and grab kind of deal. I'm not very good at planning, so I just ran in because the creature told me to, and I couldn't help myself.
Yes, we'd like to be stealthy this time.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yes. I'm not gonna,
If at all
I'm not gonna
possible.
I'm not going to suggest just running in there willy-nilly. But of course, we don't even know kind of where we're running into. I've seen the ship, but just the outside, I don't know what's in it.
Logan, can you like draw up what these ships kind of look like? I mean, is there a general like class, and the ships look like, you know, generally laid out the same way? Logan's like, I'm 6 months old. What do you want?
Come on, baby, plan.
I was literally born like 2 weeks ago. Could you just?
That one's gonna like pause this whole planning conversation and do we want to have this planning outside here at the tea house?
Probably not.
No, we should probably go back home.
Weren't we going to stay in the city? We were going to stay at the night.
We're staying in the
quarters.
city.
Yeah.
Yes, we're staying in the palace. But maybe let's go. Before we go back to the palace, let's go to Kata's shop since it's right there, and see if he has any stealthy aiding devices.
Well, perhaps.
I mean, and Onion will just kind of clap his hands together. I mean, if this is a matter of dire importance and you really need to talk now and get things done, which it sounds like you do, I can make us a small space for a short amount of time where we can talk.
Oh, that would work.
Well, if we're in a hurry too, we could maybe do it in the library because it's got that time dilation daily.
If we did in the library, we could also look up possible technologies that could help us get up and come down safely from the ship.
Okay, that also works. So let's go visit your friend, and then we shall go to the library. As long as I am allowed entrance, that is.
Yeah. You're with us? Of course. They let Logan in. They'll let anyone in. And she walks away.
Did they let Logan in to the library?
Logan hasn't been to the library.
Right.
Logan hasn't been to the library yet either. No, Logan was like...
Logan has. He was a worm at the time. But he did go to the library.
Don't think that counts.
Why would it not count? I'm pretty sure the librarian knew he was there.
Is the library sentient?
The librarian?
Not the library.
Not the librarian. The
The
librarian.
building itself.
I hope the librarian is sentient.
Okay, let's go to the library.
Okay, so we're going to the
Alright.
store first
Yes.
because Kata wants to know anyway. And besides, he's a dragon. She's like, I need his help.
Because he is a dragon. That's right.
So, Audience gonna go ahead and swig another cup of tea, and just look towards Logan, and then look towards you all. And Logan's just like, for what it's worth, I was asked questions I didn't get to answer, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. I know roughly how things look. Roughly how things work. Little bit. My memory's still a bit hazy, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's go talk to towards what's his name first, and then we're good. Like we'll just nod, and then like they'll turn, put their hands behind their back, step a few steps, and then just stop, then realizing they don't know the way. So they're just gonna wait for someone else to take point, as Odian will just pull themselves up, pack the stuff away, and will go ahead and pack down their chair and begin to float out of the tea store.
So Mara's waiting
Okay.
right outside the tea shop, and as everyone comes out, Mara's gonna say, can you guys go ahead? I need to talk to Dawan.
All right, this way, Logan. Let's go.
It's way harder to navigate when like I can see with my own eyes and I'm not seeing through yours, because like I'm like 3 foot above, so it's very hard like with the height difference to actually judge where everything is.
Yeah, I'm short. I get it. Ha 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 ha.
No. Look, that was a touchy subject. I'm sorry. I was just trying to be legitimate, and I was just trying to do the talking nice thing. That's all.
Does this conversation fade away as they continue?
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, Dawan will. I hang back. I'll like I'll be munching on some cookies that I grabbed from the table to go. Some to-go cookies.
So I got a bag for the thing,
Good.
and I contacted the guardian of the forest, and he's willing to protect it for us until we can find some better place. Because I don't want to take this with us to the place.
I agree with that. I also agree that we should not leave it with the tree long term. We
Not long term,
we
but
aren't
for
aware of
now.
its effects. But
Right.
for now, yes. How is the tree receiving it?
He's gonna send a blackbird to me to come pick it up
And
sometime tonight.
And then the blackbird's going to keep it in its nest.
I have no idea. It'll be protected though. He understands the dangerousness of it.
At least it's in a bag of holding.
Right.
Okay. Good to know.
So if we can switch it over to this bag so that whenever the blackbird gets here.
Yeah, Dawan's gonna like look around and like pull you into an alley that no one is.
An alley.
Yeah.
She can lose a little sleight of hand, her little roguey skills. And
I will match your sleight of hand with my sleight of hand. But yeah, and then yeah, transfer the cone into the bag of holding. Do you want me to hold on to it, or do you want to hold on to it?
I'll hold on to it because I don't know when the bird's coming.
The bird is coming to you. This makes sense.
Right.
Is this the first time that the cone's been in the bag of holding?
No.
Mm,
Is it? I don't know. Oren, you had it.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
It's always been in my pocket.
Oh.
Good to know.
Can we get it out of the one bag of holding to put it in the other bag of holding? We go to reach for it. It doesn't come. It's like, okay, let's take everything else out of this bag of holding and put it in this new bag of holding, and we'll take that bag of holding.
I mean,
Yeah.
I shook the other bag of holding back at base forever, forever, four sessions ago. So whatever this is, I need the list of whatever the fuck is in this bag of holding, because when you shake out a bag of holding, everything comes tumbling out.
Yeah, we did inventory
Yeah.
in the war room.
So there is the bag of holding, for whether it's in there or not, has been inventoried before I put, because the cone is in.
There's-
Going in.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to work out whether it's the cone's first time in the bag, which I think it is during this whole adventure. I think it is.
It's pretty
because
much always been in
Jotra
my
never
pocket.
put it in there. It's always been in your pocket.
Yeah. Then yep. Then
Okay.
yep. Then yep.
Cool. Good to know.
I hate that.
Does the
Yeah,
back?
now I'm like,
Does the
oh,
cone
shit.
come out?
It's never coming out again. Which is
I mean, if you
probably
go ahead and
okay.
put it, if you go ahead and put the cone straight in and then pull it straight out, yeah.
Well, no, it's been in the bag for a couple days. Well, at least a day since last night, before we came to the palace.
Yeah. If you wanna try and take it out, you absolutely can.
I mean,
And-
right now
Okay.
we're trying to take it out.
That's what we're trying to
Sounds
do.
fine.
Oh, okay, so you guys last night you put it
Yes.
in the
Yes.
in the
I'm
bag
just
of
trying
holding.
to clarify in my own mind. That's
Yeah.
all. That's
We-
all.
Okay.
We
Yes.
took the cone from
We-
you. We emptied out the bag of holding to see
Mhm.
what the fuck else was in the bag of holding, and then we put the
Mhm.
cone into the bag of holding.
Which is basically just a bunch of Luna Sarita swords and bottles of booze.
Yeah, there was
It's
a lot.
just alcohol
Random
and
tools.
swords
I
at
do
this point.
remember a lot. Well, because I gave you. I was gonna give you a bottle, and then you saw the Siren's Tear, and
Right.
yeah.
No, I was like, oh yeah, give me the good stuff.
Okay.
The-
Yeah.
good
So
stuff.
you take the cone out of the bag, and it's hot to the touch.
Like hot ow or hot ooh.
Hot as in like you could hold it for a bit, but eventually it'll start getting toasty. And across the cone itself, the small metallic sections seem to be just glowing a little bit, ever so dimly.
Okay, so here's how this plays out. Dawn reaches into the bag of holding, and then there's a look of confusion and then concern as she pulls out the very hot cone, because she has a lot of calluses from cleric and working with her hands, so it's tolerable but not great. Mara,
What's that look for?
it's hot. It's hot, Mara. The cone is warm. The cone is hot. The cone is hot.
Do we? Okay, go ahead and put it in this bag.
Just shoves it straight in.
I give it a few moments, and then I try to take it out of this bag. Is it hot as well?
No hotter than when you put it in there. Doesn't seem to have changed in that.
Can you pull out
Short
one of the
amount of time.
swords?
Yeah, there's a very comical moment where she reaches elbow deep into the bag of holding and pulls out a sword.
Yeah. You pull out
Mara
one of the-
tries
yeah,
to
one of the
use her
blades.
arcana since she doesn't have freaking identify or detect magic. Does the sword look less magical? Like the cone was sucking on it?
Ew. Oh.
Go ahead and use. Yeah, I'll say. Yeah, why not? You can use identify. We're bending
No,
the
she doesn't
rules
have
slightly.
identify.
That's fine.
She
oh,
has
Arcana.
just arcana. She's like,
Then you can
where's the
roll
wizard
Arcana.
when we need it? I don't want to have to show this to Kata, but we may end up needing to. 25.
Okay, cool.
So is it like less shiny than the last time I've seen it?
What is Dewan's passive perception?
I think it's a 13.
Okay. So yeah, you would probably notice as you reach into the bag and have pulled out the cone and now the sword, the bag seems a little smaller.
Hmm.
Doesn't seem to be able to hold as much. As for the sword itself, with the Arcana rolling, all of the runes seem to be in place. It seems to be just like you would normally view it, but it seems to be a little bit dimmer than before.
Ah, crap. Okay, a bag. We're not going to be able to keep this in a bag. We
Well-
need to get like an iron lead box. To keep
Was
it in.
that the original plan to get the lead box for the cone first, and we were
Well-
like gonna put it. I think the lead box was gonna be in the bag, and then the bag was gonna be, and the green grass grows all around.
Well, we didn't get a lead box in time, so let's.
We're going to Kata's.
Right, he may have a lead box.
You might have a lead box. It's also
If not, there's
being in
a
the bag. It still might not be the greatest idea, but
If not, we can go to the blacksmith.
it's
get
also
a
a lead
box.
I feel like lead is not that hard to come by. Certainly,
And
we
then
can't
just,
be the only
like,
ones to ask for a lead box in this city.
weld it shut too. Like no opening. It's just that's it.
Seal it, and be done with it.
But yeah.
If Jacaranda was here, Darwin would say no, because that would involve a blacksmith welding it shut. And do we really want a blacksmith near the cone in a lead box they're about to put in a bag of holding? Perhaps not.
So let's put it back in the old bag for now.
Can we put
I don't know.
stuff into the new?
Yes, let's put the stuff into the new bag. So like all the swords and stuff.
All the like Darwin again is going to comically reach in and try and pull out like
Transfer.
all magical things. The alcohol can stay for now,
Right.
but just trying to limit as all the
Transfer everything through from the
Right.
from the now drained bag of holding into the fresh bag of holding, other than the cone and whatever you want to save for time.
I mean, part of me wants to hold the cone and then just shake the bag of holding over the other bag of holding.
Sure, why not? There's just the occasional like zing of like a full sword just going from one into another.
Well, I mean, I guess that's one way to get rid of the Lona Sarita swords. But we don't want the cone to have any more magic, so no, that's a bad idea. Never mind.
No, we want to put the cone in the bag without the magical swords.
Right.
Cone,
Right.
bag, no magic.
For the sake of mechanics and considering your roles, the Luna Sorita's blades are still magical, but they are now inert blades. And the bag of holding can only hold half as much as it usually would.
But this is going to be the trash bag of holding that we are no longer
Right.
using.
Trash bag of holding.
holding.
The contractor bag of holding.
Amazing. Incredible.
Okay. So we better go catch up with everyone. I'm glad we found this out now.
Let's go find a lead
Because
box.
having that explode on us because the cone sucked in too much magic would have been bad.
I feel like I don't want to think of this cone exploding at all, but I also feel like the bag of holding is just a temporary. I think we might need something. Let's go find a lead box.
Yes.
And I feel like it's like Mar and Dawn, like power walking.
Yeah.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast.
Like speed.
We are panicking, but we are not panicking.
Go faster, must go faster.
Meanwhile.
All right. Meanwhile, as you're now catching up to where everyone's wandering off, the rest of the crew is ahead, and Logan speaks up and is just, I need to ask something that might be seen as incredibly rude, but if I don't say it, I know I'm going to regret it. So I'm going to say it anyway, and I'm going to expect a slap. All right. Jacaranda. How exactly do you function? Because we don't have, like, use where I live.
Do you have them's?
Closer to them's, yeah, closer to them's. But like when it comes to like, and Logan will kind of point out towards just a few of the trees that are kind of canopied over towards one of the walls. So just we don't really have these, let alone walking these. I'm just trying to figure out like. I don't know. It's really rude. I don't know how to ask.
Well, I don't think it's rude. I mean, well, maybe it is. I'm not the best judge of rude. I think maybe it's kind of like evolution, but magic based, perhaps. Oh, I mean, Logan. Yeah, I'm actually not entirely sure either, but I know it's kind of like a Big Bang, but with magic, and then people like me.
And then it happened. Interesting. All right. Well, I appreciate your direct answer, and I'm sorry if it did come across as rude. It's just
I don't think I would have thought it was rude if, like, without you prefacing it as possibly being rude. I don't think I would have thought it. I mean, I think it's okay.
Okay, I'm not a social creature at all. I'm not. Then this is all very new.
I'm actually trying to figure it out myself. Still, I'm not 100% sure how I exist. But I don't think they are either.
I think maybe that's something to look into at some point.
Oh yeah, I am. I kind of, when the opportunity arises to learn more, I am or will. Am and will. It's an ongoing thing.
I see. You can see like there is a, just with your like passive insight, you can see there is a genuine kind of interest, and you get the idea that like he's partially asking for you, but he's also kind of also asking for himself, being an individual that just kind of got into this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get that kind of vibe, and he's not hiding it very well at all, as he kind of just nods towards you, and as he turns back, as you're all heading up, he kind of just gets lost in himself a little bit as he's traveling along.
Well, Logan, you're quite lucky that Chakaran is not very easily offended.
Or do you think that's rude?
No, not
I'm
really.
sorry if it is.
We don't have your kind around here. How do you fucking work? Jumping in and out of people's heads.
Poking around your mind, the closest thing I could probably compare it to is like a parasite, but not like super bad. That's not a good example. Kind of just immediately.
That's certainly
like,
the impression that I got.
Rubs his temples like, we have a very specific way of growing up. And some of our people use that as a way to treat other people poorly. And some of us use that as a way to get to know people and actually come to agreements about that. like I did back then. Some of us are horrible people, and some of us are just trying to make our way around with the knowledge we have.
That's very much the same here. We've got good people and we've got arseholes. So.
For what it's worth, and probably far, far too late, I'm sorry.
It wasn't entirely your fault. I mean, I did look into the damn thing.
Yeah.
Curiosity is not my best forte. Always seems to get me in trouble.
Well, I think ultimately it did help. We have a lot more information now than we would have otherwise.
It's true.
I'm here, doing this. Here. It's... Your world's very different. Let's say that. Good different, but very different.
Now, I don't mean to be rude, but if your world doesn't have trees, I don't really think I want to visit.
It's not a nice place. Like,
sound it.
Not really. Not as nice as this. Gotta be honest. There are people that will disagree, but this is pretty swell. Swell? What's that word? You kind of just swell. Swell.
Do you have oceans?
Not in the same way that you do. You have oceans of that wet stuff. The water. That's the one. For us, an ocean, a sea, would be dirt and dust and the dark kind of floating around.
Oh, like a desert.
Kind of, but like floating. I have to draw it sometime.
Oh, speaking of drawing, were you going to try to draw where we're going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I can get on that now, actually. I can get on that now.
We can do that at the library, I think.
Is that where we're headed? Right?
No, right. We're just gotta meet them over at Kata's, which is just around
we're going to
the corner
Kata's.
here.
Okay. Right.
You know, chat with him about something, and then go into your strange, timey box you were just talking about.
Can this be the moment that Mara and Dawan power walk?
Absolutely.
Yeah. As we're
Just
rounding the corner to Kata's. Perfect
Kata's.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I would just dimension Dora's, but I'm not sure the cone would not just suck the magic, so she's just we're just walking really fast.
Yeah, we come
That'd be
up,
the ultimate power move.
cruise
Like
up
power
behind
move.
and pass. Just see you inside.
Did they? Those two are acting strange.
It's a little suspicious, yes.
Everything's strange to someone.
I love the way you see the world.
Logan looks like he's about to object, but just nods a couple times, and then just...
He literally just asked what I am.
How do you work?
How are
Orin's
you
in there
real?
I want
How
to
do you
slap it. Can I
function?
slap it?
exist?
They'll go ahead and pull out a little notebook that they have, and they'll just kind of start roughly sketching what they want to do on like bigger paper when you go into the library. He's just going to get a rough, and he's kind of poking his memories and just trying to get a rough idea of what you could run into. Yeah, unless there's anything else you want to do, you can go ahead and catch up to everyone else. And we'll meet outside of Carter's place.
Oh, no.
We're in Kata's
I was
place.
gonna say.
Yeah.
We've already gone in there, shut the door, and I'm like,
Oh, you're
Bob?
in there already.
Yeah, no.
We were
That
literally
was
like
Mara.
around the corner, and then they're just like.
Yeah, no,
That's
we
fair.
didn't stop. We kept moving.
Cool.
We kept moving. We kept moving into the shop. We're at the counter. We're having our hands on the counter saying, "Lead box, please."
Okay, cool. I thought you were waiting outside, so yeah, that's cool.
No,
You watch as
no.
Dave Powell walk past. It's going to be
Try
a
to
couple of
beat
minutes.
me in.
It's going to be a couple of minutes before the rest of the party comes up. So yeah, you step inside and just hands on the counter. There's no one in the store at the moment, like tending to it. Both individuals are currently not present. You go ahead and just slam your hands on the table.
Kata, Buzz Bob.
Yeah, Dawn doesn't. If there's a bell, Dawn's not yelling. But if there's a bell, she's like,
Just like.
Just you just hear you again.
It's kind of an emergency. Do you have a lead or iron box, something that prevents magic from seeping out or into it? Preferably.
Something anti-magic, something non-magical, that will stop magical things.
Yes, that.
Come to me with your problems. People are going to start thinking of things. They're going to start talking. Yes.
Listen, I have
you
lots of
just-
gossip to tell you, but I need this first.
You hear another yell from the background of just, yes, fine, I've got you. Just one moment, please. You hear some pots and pans and stuff kind of like clamoring in the background. Just, nope, not this, not that. How did
Is
this
he
get
giving
here?
us a pot?
Anyway,
If it was a
And-
cast iron pot, I don't.
I mean, I guess we can wrap it with rope if need be.
Might as well just wrap it in chains. You know what's stopping us?
We'll step out with this little kind of like, it's lead, but there's also like little flakes of like some kind of silver in it seems. He opens up the lid, takes something out, and just kind of slips it into his pocket, closes the box, drops it down. Just, there you are. One lead box that will not do anything magical, nor let anything magical inside do anything to anything else.
Okay, can you turn your head for just a quick moment? Just turn around. Just turn around. Just one moment. Just
Can you close your eyes, turn around, and block your ears? Or do you have a prayer through?
Carter will he kind of like fake sighs and kind of laughing to himself and giggling underneath. He will walk straight past you, walk past the door, close it, look down the street towards the rest of the party and just, friends.
okay. So we take the cone, we put it in the box. Does it have like a lock or a latch or something?
I would say Dawn's going to the door and just like keeping an eye on Orin.
It's
How are you?
It's a small chest, yeah. Like it has a little
Okay.
lock, and there's like an open padlock with a key inside it that's already on the thing. Carter just fabulous. I've
wait.
seen.
Wait, Dawn's gonna poke her head out. Go, check her window.
Yeah, okay. I'll be weird now, you guys. I'll say bye to Logan and Orin.
Oh, you're gonna leave me with him? Oh, what?
Rude.
And Odian. Don't forget Odion's there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
too.
Audience there too. I forgot
Audience just been enjoying the company this entire time while also thinking about what in the hell Sky Heist is going on.
Okay, so basically, and he's gonna kind of like break it down a little bit. Like he'll tell them about the ship and all of that stuff. But yeah, he's weirded out that everybody has left him.
Jacaranda, you slip inside with everyone else. Well, with Dewan and Mar.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? What's happening?
So I reached into the bag of holding that we had to transfer the cone into the other bag of holding, and we've discovered that the cone is hot to the touch and the bag of holding is smaller than it used to be, and also the magical weapons that were once in the bag of holding are now inert. So we're putting it in a lead box.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cone has been well fed and it needs to be starved at this point.
I feel like I remember us talking about that.
Well, we didn't have a lead box at the keep at Stonehaven. Well, now we have one.
Okay. Well, do we know what happens when it gets magic? No.
Nope. But
Okay.
it is
Bad
going to.
things. Bad things.
The forest guardian has agreed to watch it for us temporarily because I didn't want to take it with us on this heist, because if those other beings get their hands on it, bad things, way bad things. So until we can find a more permanent place for it, we're going to send it to the guardian.
Okay. In the box.
In the box, in the trash bag.
Okay. Well, I kind of had an idea about, since we can't scry on the cone, I was thinking if I talk to a plant that might want to accompany it, maybe that way I
The
could
cone
keep an
just suck
eye-
it in.
Well, a plant, it's not magical.
I mean, it has life. Isn't all life magical?
Well, then Orin would have been pretty drained from
That's true.
carrying
He
it.
was carrying it around. Okay, a plant. Yes.
And then I could scry on the plant, and hopefully.
Can you not just scry on the lock?
Well, you can't scry on objects, and the plant
Oh.
isn't an Well, I don't consider a plant an object.
What?
Then we just.
What if we wrapped the box in some sort of climbing vine so that the vine could keep an eye on the box with the cone inside? No.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, can you do that like quickly?
Yeah. Sure. I just have to go find a climbing vine. I mean, I could make one, but then there's magic, so I don't really know how that works.
Dawn's going to look around. Are there decorative plants?
Carter has a few house plants, yes. That
There were
are-
vines at the castle.
Yeah. There's a good few plants all around. Scythia is one of those kind of cities that has a lot of these plants and gardens mixed into the city itself. It is quite a natural scape, even.
Okay,
with
I think this will work.
build.
Because I don't think the blackbird will be here for a while. The blackbird's coming to get the
Which blackbird?
one the guardian's gonna come send a blackbird to come get this.
Oh, okay. I thought.
So
Okay.
let's just lock it away, put it in the trash bag for now. Then
And
when we
what's
get
the
back
trash
to
bag?
Dawn's gonna hold up the old bag of holding.
Okay.
The one that was is not at full capacity anymore.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's smaller. So that we can let Kata back into his shop. We kind of kicked him out.
Oh, I feel like that was rude.
Probably, but necessary.
But necessary because now Orin is out there and Kata is not looking at us with the cone. So
Yes, but Kata probably knows everything because his shop's probably bugged, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay. So we want to go back to the castle. We'll get a vine. Well, I'll ask the vine. I don't want to take it from its home without its permission. And then hopefully that'll work. I've never actually tried to scry on a plant before.
do you have to be particularly attached to the plant, or could you experiment now and see if you can scry into the castle to find a vine that'd be willing to go as we wrap up?
Well, I can try to scry on some from our home that I'm more familiar with, because right now I know that there were plants, but I mean, I can't think of just one specific plant that I saw there. But I guess I can try one from home. And so I will try to scry on a plant from home, I guess.
Okay.
Let's see.
I don't like that.
Yeah, Mara's taking the key and shoving,
Oh, cone is in the
putting it in the
box.
back. Yeah. So while she's crying, so Dewan, what do we do with the key? Do we give it to someone? Like maybe leave it with Kata, or
No.
no?
We should just. We're gonna be over the ocean, right?
I mean, in theory, I don't know how we're getting to the ship, but we have to. It's supposedly over an ocean.
Yes. So, you know, I read this wonderful story about a ship that sunk to the bottom of the sea, and there was a pendant that was thrown in, but we could do that.
Okay. Sure.
Let the tides take care of the key. If anyone finds
Sounds
it,
good.
It's just a
Right.
wood
As
or
far as I'm
iron
concerned, this
key.
box never be open ever
And
again.
this is how the party started an accidental war with the Triton Confederation after littering in their sea.
I mean, we could
I
have
see.
other Jack like burrow somewhere.
No, Jack belongs to Orin. I think it's best if we happen to drop
Can
it.
we have one of your cats go hide it? Then none of us know where it is.
Right? Can we make that happen? Yes. I feel like at that moment. At that moment.
They're kind of
Pretzel-
like quantum familiars at this
Yeah.
point. Like, as soon as you actually see them for a moment, they then cease to exist, and they'll just pop up whenever they want.
No, it's true. Yeah, they're with me always, and I feel like this is a great moment for Poultice to jump up. That's the naked one. That's the hairless one. To jump up from behind the counter onto the counter, as if she is managing the store, and level her cold dead eyes at Mara.
Okay, we need you to take this somewhere no one can ever find it. Ever.
Wait, I thought, isn't the
None of
blackbird
us.
coming?
The blackbird is
This
coming
is the key.
to take the box.
Oh, it's the key to the box.
Right.
Yes.
Right, because no one never ever needs to open this box ever again.
But you can open things without a key.
Right, you can open things without a key, but this makes it easier to open. So we're getting rid of this.
Okay. And also, scrying takes 10 minutes, so I do feel like we should let Kata in first, and maybe I'll scry after.
We can just
later.
ask the plants when we get back to the castle.
Yeah, Dawn for now swoops the box into the bag of holding again, and
Mara hands Poultice the key.
Poultice will
With
smack it out
trying
of
to
her
lose a
hands.
nub. Right?
Claws extended, it skitters across the floor. We never see them ever again.
Yeah.
No, she jumps down, chases the key, and then like does the cat thing where she bounds away, tossing a key in the air.
Have the cat hide the key. You have a fire monk who 100% will destroy this key if he has the slightest inkling of what it is, but
No,
We don't want to let the monk know
The
the slightest
the
inklings
monk-
of what it is.
the monk's memory has been wiped. It's going to remain wiped. We're not utilizing the monk for anything involving the cone.
For anything involving this code, no.
We have been entrusted to take care of the cone, and by taking care of it, we mean wiping it from his existence.
yeah, no, that's fine. That's fair.
In fairness, you did also ask, like, I want nothing to do with it. You did
That's
also
true.
say that.
But if it was like, hey, destroy this key, I would be like, oh yeah, let's do that.
It's like, no questions asked. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Burn a thing. Yeah. Slight pyromania.
No, this way I'll be fine, because maybe the key will make a reappearance when a cat fucking comes in. Who knows? One day, many sessions from now, Poultice will reappear with a key in her mouth, and we'll go, what's that for? Because we the players, will have forgotten.
Probably.
She's gonna bring it in like a dead bird.
Right?
Oh, God. Okay. So, the key vanishes. Jacaranda, do you plan on still scrying?
Yeah, I just didn't want to scry like in Kata's office and while keeping them out of their office. But I do want to scry on the plant, so we can whenever is a good
Make
time for that.
plans. Okay.
Mhm.
So we go when Mara opens the door. You can come in now.
So you open it, Orin is just like, so do you have anything that we can like go from one place to another very quickly? Like just kind of poof.
Oh, I do actually. In fact, it's probably one of the oldest kind of magics. You see, what you do. He begins to kind of create this little like magical wire diorama. All of a sudden, he's like, "What you do is you run very fast."
No, like just instant kind of like what's the sound it would probably like a bamf kind of dealio.
You could run very fast. Somehow, I don't feel like the actual magic would be something that you yourself would be capable of.
Well, I don't need to use it. One of the magic users can use it.
You could. There is a chance it could go wrong, though. So, maybe. Oh, hi, Mara.
So we're planning a heist. Not of your store. I just come in here for things.
Ooh.
I don't steal them.
I mean, you could try and heist the store.
I could try, but I like my limbs and stuff. But it's kind of a dangerous situation like that we're gonna go into. And then Mara spills her guts about everything that we know and everything that we told the queen, because she figures the queen's gonna tell him anyway. So,
And that explains why you need the BAMF.
I don't know that we necessarily need that, but yeah,
Well, we need some way to get off the damn ship, right?
Well, by the sound of things, Her Majesty has some kind of plan. So
Right. She has a plan to get us there and back, as far as I know. We need stealth technology. We need to be able to be maybe invisible or at least quiet.
now that I can do. Can I go back into my store now?
Oh, I thought we were already in the store because I wouldn't have told him the whole story while we were
wonderful.
outside on the just.
Wonderful.
That's what
I thought you just kind of went out. You're like, you can go inside now. And he's like, oh, brilliant. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way.
It was a walking, talking kind of thing, like inside.
There's a couple of people just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just off to the corner.
we're making a motion picture. A what?
It's a picture, but it moves. Okay. So, as all this hubbub is going on, yeah, check around it. You can definitely take the time as Carter has now stepped inside and is chatting away with Orin and Mara to go ahead and do this scry. And you're just scrying on a plant, right? That's basically just the gist of it, just to see if it works, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple of moments as you start up this ritual and begin to focus in on something, just a part of your memory, something you've seen before. You feel your vision kind of narrow as this scrying takes effect. You find yourself ejected from where you are now, and it carries across this sea and sky. Your vision finally narrows in. You see, indeed, one of the many beautiful plants that you've seen. It's almost like 3 tree trunks kind of twisted together. As they come upwards, they create almost this weeping willow effect, but instead with these beautiful red blossoms and small yellow kind of dotted seeds across them. Kind of all three stumps create their own little canopy in these little plants, and you've seen plenty of them during your time at home, but this one specifically stands out to you during the scry as one you've spent a little bit of time with yourself. But yes, you can indeed see it.
Okay. Well, then that works. That's good.
The magic begins to fade as Carter reaches back into one of his shelves and takes what seems to be like a small, kind of a small flute almost. It's very much designed to be molded in the shape of a flute, but it is kind of like almost a representation, almost a toy of one. He kind of takes it. It's probably like just a few centimeters long. He'll take it out of his little thing there, kind of flick it in his hands for a moment, just go, this is what you'd want. This is a little thing I came up with myself. It's a wand of expanded silence. Very much like the spell that certain people can cast if they have the talent for it, but this doubles the range it also tracks around you rather than around a point, or rather, around this. It'll keep you quiet as long as you need. Invisible, it can't quite do. It's not quite that special, but it'll make you silent. However that may end up.
Would it be silent to each other as well?
Normally, yes. But if I do recall properly, I believe I gave you a nice collection of rings. I must confess that they do have an additional effect. You should be able to communicate with each other across most short distances, regardless of whatever spells may be in effect, other than perhaps some extremely powerful ones. And I do mean short distances.
So that is really cool, but what I was thinking is we would just have to relay all of our information through perhaps as like a radio operator if we wanted to like speak telepathically.
That'd be so exhausting.
But the ring thing works a lot better.
Yeah.
The rings of mind shielding protect us from outside psychic forces, but we get to psychically communicate with each other.
Yes.
Cool.
Because Carter is that guy who like gets a car in and they're like, look, I just need to repair the car. That's it. And then Carter is like, yeah, sure, no worries. And then adds cruise control, it's spinning rims, and like he's that guy but with magic. Yeah. He's that guy but with magic.
Kata is D&D's exhibit. He is going to pimp our rings.
And Mara would look at Dawan and Jacaranda and goes, you realize that means you won't be able to cast while in this ball of silence.
Well, nothing that would take a vocal component.
Verbal, yeah. Anything that's not verbal.
Well, Mara's thinking, you know, all her stuff's verbal, so everyone's verbal, right?
Quickly looks at all her spells.
This, thank you. How much do we owe you? Or we could just borrow it and bring it back.
Look at the little gizmo. Go ahead and hold on to it. It could use a stress test. It has been tested before, but not quite in such dire circumstances.
So, Kata, you've been around for a while.
Dragon?
And are well experienced.
I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or an insult.
It's a compliment. It's a compliment. Yes. So have you heard of these beings?
Considering everything you've told me, I can't say I have. Sorry. I've been around. I haven't been around that much.
Okay, well, we're gonna go back to the castle because we need to plan a heist.
And you'll have to tell me all about it when you all come back.
Sure. It as long as we survive, sure.
He kind of clears his throat as he says that. When you all come back alive.
Okay, well, I'll come back alive.
Certainly hope so.
Shoot, none of that. he kind of points towards you, just with this little like camp-ish like claw. Just no. No ifs, ands. It's just you're coming back.
No ifs, just when.
Perfect.
By the way, have you ever had Siren's tears?
You watch his face drop as you say this. He just goes,
Yep, he certainly has.
never again.
It's I know.
Never. Never again.
Good to know. Good to know.
I'm still banned from at least 3 bars because of that stuff. I'm not going anywhere near it again. I'm too old for that. I'm far too old for that.
Okay, well, thank you again for your help.
Wonderful. Yes, fantastic. Here you go. And I'll hand it over and just... It looks like an instrument. It's not actually. Just go ahead and break it down the middle. Snap it as soon as you need it. It'll snap back.
Oh, okay.
How long does it last?
Depends on the situation, but somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes.
So a quick heist.
How many times?
It'll
Only the
get
sneaky
you
parts.
there. It'll get you there. You might
We
have
only
to
need it for
think
the
of something
sneaky
else.
parts.
Just the sneaky parts, that's all.
Remember, we're only going to gather information. It's not like we're going to actually steal stuff. 20 minutes is plenty of time to find out information.
I don't know how dare argue that stealing stuff is quicker than gathering information, but yes.
Well, it depends on how well protected. Let's just go.
Other idea. What if I leave a plant in the ship and then I could scribe on the plant whenever it's like in...
Is your scrying trans-dimensional?
Well, I just mean like when it's here. So then I would
Well,
know
we can
if it's
discuss this
here.
in
Is Jacaranda gonna have like a Batman utility belt of scrying plants?
of plants.
Like a bunch of plants.
Just seeds. She's just gonna get seeds. She's not even gonna get plants. She's just gonna have seeds everywhere.
Hey, I am
Yeah.
all here for this.
I am sowing my wild oats.
I definitely thought that the Jacaranda already had like a utility belt of seedlings just laying there.
Jacaranda apple seed.
So we head to the castle.
Yes.
This idea so much. Jacaranda and the plant spies. Amazing. Okay, so yeah, you go ahead and clear out of Carter's place, and as you're leaving, you just hear like in the background, just, what do they want? Well, you see, we're gonna have to go ahead and mark something off the stock. I just needed to get something tested. You see, you let him go again for free, or at least without the money up front. Look, listen, it's absolutely, it's fine. Don't worry about
Love
it.
you, Buzz Bob.
I can't believe this. Jesus
I love
Christ.
how this was prefaced, which I am a businessman, and then it's like, yeah, you can have it for free.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yes.
us. Well, no, because it's Mara.
But he's guaranteeing.
Let's be fair.
He's guaranteeing.
She
return
has
customers,
adopted Kata.
whether he likes it or not.
Yeah.
It's like, you're cool people and you're helping my friend. So, you know, yeah, you can get that sorted and head round to the castle. Nothing has changed in particular. You still definitely have access to everything. None of the guards even try to stop you. They give a few weird looks when they see that your company has increased a little, but they'll just immediately kind of shrug it off as nothing. As you go ahead and step inside, the doors are sealed shut behind you, and that temporal lock, so to speak, comes into effect. There is, you know already, quite a large drawing table in the center that you can go ahead and begin to collate the information you have on. You watch as Logan immediately steps over, grabs just a huge piece of paper, pulls it over, and just starts furiously drawing whatever they can remember on the ships themselves.
And Mara starts asking questions. So is your kind like a hive mind? You share memories? How does this work? She's just like all the questions she couldn't ask him because he was learning how to be a person.
My memory's still a bit shaky, but we kind of. There's like bigger entities that we communicate with, and then they communicate with someone else, and then they communicate with someone else. It's like a big web of batteries, I guess you could call it. And some of those minds are very much connected to the bad parts, and some of them are connected to the good parts. And
so are your people going to know what you know now?
No.
Okay.
We're still individuals. We choose what we share. And one of the reasons why this was all so difficult to adjust to is that I can't hear them anymore, which is a very strange and uncomfortable situation to be in. It's like being hit in the head really hard and having all those memories just coming back to you one after another. Because some of those memories are mine. They're my experiences. I did them. But most of the things that I know are from someone else. So it takes my brain a minute.
Because you were in the cone?
I was young. Technically, I'm like... seven weeks old? Technically? Maybe a bit more. I was kind of immediately put into the cone by someone on our side of the conflict, so... Order. Calling it the cone, we just called it the capsule, but yeah, same thing. But yeah, I myself haven't really been out. The majority of my life I've spent in his head. So, if anything, I have more of a connection to him than I have my own people. So sorry to make this like weird. He kind of looks towards you, Oren.
Yeah, okay, that's weird. So the majority of your memories, where we're getting information from you about your people and all of that, it's not even your memories. You weren't alive.
I was alive, but like in the same way that like a baby, one of your babies is alive when they're born. They don't quite have the same awareness. Then it all kind of sinks into you as you practice. It's just for us, that practice is hours connected to other people's minds rather than years of upbringing.
So your shared memories are only with that of the people on your side of this conflict. Do you not have shared memories with any of the enemies?
A few, but we're allowed to, well, allow is the wrong word. We have the capacity to switch off those gateways when we want to. So when the fight broke out, and that, I think you call it a civil war, I guess it's kind of like that, maybe a bit dramatic. When that happened, a lot of people on both sides closed themselves off. Kind of like when the way that Dewan did during that meeting.
Dawan just. I think she and Odian are talking, by the way. Like, I want Dawan and Odian to have a chat, but Dawan's going to hear that because cat ears, and just look over and nod, and then go back to her conversation.
So yeah, kind of like that. I'm literally like 7 weeks, maybe ish. I wouldn't even be able to walk in if I was one of your world. Anyway, let me go ahead and carry on with this. Duck his head down and keep drawing out what he knows. You notice there's a lot of erasing and rewriting. He's not actually drawing anything particularly complex. It's just that it's constantly like the new memories are flooding in. He's having to adapt and change what he's done before.
Mara's gonna write down what they know so far, and she's gonna give it to the librarian.
Okay.
This is a work to be continued. Universe willing. But I feel this information is important.
She'll nod and immediately bring up the index of everything that they have in here in order to try and match up some of the facts that you've said and that are written down here to things that might be in the library. Is there anything else particularly that anyone else is looking out for at this point? I know that Dewan wanted to have a chat with Odian.
Right, I'm waiting for Dewan and Odian to finish their conversation so I can say, okay, Odian.
I want to try to learn about like the cult stuff. Like if there's any information on cults that seems similar to the Harmony cult.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a history check for me. Just trying to collate the knowledge you already know with some of the books that you're receiving. Okay. So it's a bit of your personal experience with some of the memories that you've picked up on over the years of your existence, mixed with some of the books that you can find here. Cults aren't really particularly a thing in Vega. The kind of open religious nature of the world means that there's not really a need for them because people can go ahead and worship whoever they want to worship, basically. So it's not really a religious thing. When it comes to more kind of political, I guess you could say, cults, yeah, there's very few in number. The one that sticks out to you, probably, judging by the outfits that they're wearing, and you can see as you're looking through this book, it kind of only touches on the subject a little bit, but you can see the same kind of like red-black cloak that you'd seen inside of the Hydra and during the vision that was had. The cult is known as the Heralds of the Stagnant End. And they are for the most part, an ancient and very dead cult, as far as historians are aware. There are a few people who kind of keep little museums to them with pieces that they've picked up over the years. But they were very much of the idea that if nature is going to run its course, let it run its course. And that individuals shouldn't be meddling to the point where they are becoming advanced, quote unquote, civilizations. And the application of magic in the world is more of a curse than a benefit. That's a very, very kind of rough outline, but there's not a lot of information in this library specifically about them. You do find a few kind of like appendices at the end. If you were to go to an actual bookseller and try and find like a specialist, you definitely could. You have those tools. But yes, so the Heralds of the Stagnant End.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Dawn, what are you approaching Odion about? Okay. Okay. Why, certainly. I'm pretty proud of it. I had some friends in Parthen create the chair itself and the base enchantments, and then I modified it to suit my needs. That is certainly a string of words that I didn't think I'd be running into today. Yes, well, yes. The chair has some basic enchantments on it. It's mostly just a regular wheelchair, regular mobility aid. It does have a very brief ability to float, but that's mostly just to deal with stairs and other difficult to traverse pieces. Other than that, and he'll hold up his hand and they'll just tap their middle finger. Other than that, I mostly get around with the ring of levitation that I picked up quite a while ago now. But that's for me and not for the chair itself. I mean, if I'm coming along for the ride, then I know the spell. I can make sure that if worst comes to worst, then you will be fine.
Magic carpet, magic carpet.
And if the absolute worst comes to worst, I have a ring and I have strings. It will probably be horrendously unpleasant, but you won't die. So, you know.
Mara's walking past the librarian to give her the manuscript, and she's like, you know, we could just stick your feather bed in the bag of holding. Nami would make you a new one, I'm sure. But if it saved your life, she would be so happy. Fair.
Well, is there anywhere in Scythia that we can maybe get, like, when we were on the airship, there was the race of the like flying crafts, little one-man flying crafts. If there's any place around here that we could maybe get one of those, or a few of those, we can perhaps outrun the ship. I mean, we did it before.
Well, we still,
Susan.
as far as I know, the Queen is providing us transportation to and from the ship. How that is, we don't know yet.
Odion just blinks a couple of times at that story.
But
sorry.
Dawan's looking more of like something like if for some reason we had to jump for some reason that we would not die.
Okay. So that's definitely a good backup plan.
Right. I could turn one of us into some kind of flying creature.
I could put Death Ward on the clerics, and then if we do fall, at least we can bring people back.
I mean, we do have those diamonds.
I do love the fantastic variation of plans we have here, I must say.
Listen, the plan is to go in there and be sneaky, listen to what we can hear, and then leave.
It's good to have plenty of backup plans just in case.
And apparently we're going to listen by just planting seeds.
Well, yes. I also learned another cool thing too, but
could we just send a dandelion in and just have it go
all over everywhere? Then if I connect to the dandelion, it'd be like the spider like eyes with like all these windows.
Multiple visions.
We just need to hear, not see.
Amazing.
I do think Death Ward is a good idea, just in case. But having a few falling options is good.
Now, what information are we trying to gather so that we're all clear?
Why? Where? Who?
So basically, we want all of their dastardly plans. So let's just go kidnap one of them.
Maybe that's not sneaky.
I mean,
And they can communicate.
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's true.
psychically.
We can just listen in. I feel like this will be installed.
But unless they're gonna monologue, how are we gonna find out what they're up to?
You caught me monologuing. Well, I think we have to figure out a way to release the people they have trapped. So I think we need to find a way into this whatever kind of detention center they have, these pods or whatever, and figure out a way that we can reverse it, maybe bring these people home.
Basically, yeah.
We steal the people, we cut their power supply.
Basically like a mass sacrifice in order to turn the pinprick gap into a full-blown invasion, so to speak.
This is the scout ship that's gonna open a bigger hole for the armada. Logan. Yeah, do
Right,
you know?
but my theory is, they're not going to just be sitting around talking about their master plans. Is my theory. So us listening in, I mean, Logan, do your people keep like records? Maybe we go and steal
we've
the
got
records.
we've got records. We've got your friend here said that they were going to set up little like plant cameras. Basically, like you can just set up a whole
What's a
little,
camera?
like surveillance. Like, do you know? Is that not a thing you call them? It's like little creatures you put in the corner of the rooms and like. Is that not a thing you do?
I've never heard that word before.
Right, they're like little creatures. And they don't have much to them. They're just a little creature. They're just kind of like a circle. They've got a little eye, and then they've got like a rough, like really rubbish psychic connection. You stick them in the corners of the rooms, and they stick there, and they stay there, and then they send you information.
Oh crap! Do you have creatures like that on your ships? Will they see us?
Only really the bigger ones. They're not easy to breed, so only really the really big ones.
Cameras are not easy to breed.
Yes, cameras exist in this world, and they're creatures.
Okay. So we're gonna go in. We're gonna try to find records, and we're gonna plant camera plants. And then get out of there. Is there usually like, so looking at your drawing, is there usually like a central location we'd be able to access the records?
And now that the drawing itself is complete, or as complete as it's going to get, Oren, you recognize the pattern of this ship. This kind of these layered sections of like black armor around the outside, or at least it looks like armor. It looks a little bit more organic than that, mixed with these kind of tendrils towards the front and quite a wide kind of body with quite a flat profile. It looks a lot like the ship that attacked you all that time ago when you were bailing on the bikes.
Okay, so
All the way in like
even
the
the
first couple of episodes.
right, even the seriously, that was like, I think that was episode 0.5 still. I don't even think it was episode 1. But okay, so the basic blueprint of the interior like really reflects, like it looks familiar from like the outside, so it's very streamlined. There's not a lot of bulk to the ships or anything like that.
Yeah, it's very, as I say, like it's wide, but it's very flat. There's only kind of like 2 stories, so to speak, stories in very loose quotation marks. Knowing what you know about the ship, there's probably not a lot of actual space in here, in like relatively. It's still a large craft, but yeah, as Logan is kind of drawing past, he kind of draws the interior, and it's mostly just a layer around this one like central cylinder. There's just a few kind of floors that wrap around it, and 2 very small corridors which link to the outside, and that's about it. So it's a very simple craft that has a lot of kind of layers around the outside, but the interior is very simple. Yeah, Logan will go ahead and kind of jot a couple of things down and just information, probably like, realistically, probably like to the left of the cockpit, like up here. That's what you call it, I think, if I remember what your brain was saying. Yeah, we keep a record of like everything going on just off to the side here, kind of like he points towards like the very front of the ship, towards the left.
So if we got you there, would you be able to access it?
Might take me a little while, but yeah.
Okay. So this is what I think. We're gonna have to split up. Hate splitting up. We're gonna have to split up. Someone's gonna have to go with Logan and try to access this information. And then the others are just there for backup in case we need to be a distraction. Right.
I
That's
can
what I'm thinking.
go with Logan if you want.
How are you at sneaking, though, love?
Let's see. Not amazing, but
Tiptoe from this side of the room to this side of the room. Let's see how.
Well, I say one cleric in one group, one cleric in the other group.
that's true.
That I would, yes. Yeah. Whatever
It's
group
probably
Jack Randa goes.
about now, as you're kind of organizing these two groups, it's probably about now that you hear the doors to the library unlock. And as the door opens, you see a couple of guards standing there, along with a rather tall half-elf, half-tiefling individual who seems to be wrapped in very naturalistic clothing. They're very much kind of mostly bare, other than kind of a small strip that comes across their chest and covers across a piece like up here, and then a small kind of collection of like leaves and flowers that creates almost like this this set of kind of a skirt, kind of not, kind of a skirt, kind of a kilt, depending on how you look at it, that comes down. Very kind of quite pale skin. And they step inside and they bow. And their horns kind of come up, and you can see this small kind of like this small bramble where their hair should be. You can see like small tufts of hair underneath, but it looks like kind of they've been using their horns as a trellis almost, and something's just kind of climbed up both, and it kind of comes back a bit and ties up with their hair. As they bow, they pull themselves back up. Just, I am incredibly sorry if I am intruding. Hi, there is something incredibly important we need to discuss. I've been sent here by a very important individual. And I think we should go ahead and speak outside of the city. I know that you have no reason to trust my intentions, but I promise they are pure. The Queen would not have let me in otherwise. It's important. I can't tell you much more than that right now.
About your name, friend.
I'm so sorry. We don't normally use them anymore where I'm from. Gwendolyn.
Vibe check.
Yeah, insight check.
Yeah,
Doing
go ahead.
Sixth Sense.
Absolutely. Jacaranda, you get a very comforting and warm feeling. Almost like you're having a meal with a good friend.
I don't
very-
eat.
I meant as in Melissa.
Oh, okay.
Like comparing it to a human emotion.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's like Jacaranda is having a picnic with a friend outside on a sunny day.
Yes.
Yeah, that nice
Nice
warm
sun on
sun
my
feeling.
leaves.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very immediate, warm, and wholesome feeling. Even though they seem a little kind of nervous.
Of course, I rolled terribly 11 for my insight check.
Okay. It is very hard to read an individual straight after meeting them. They definitely seem a little skittish and a little uncomfortable, but you don't think that comes from a place of malice. You think that comes from something else.
So
Mara.
oh, sorry. When Oren asked how stealthy I am, I tried to sneak and I rolled a 20. So is this like part can I like have been sneaking?
You, like,
You
sneak up on
absolutely
Oren?
can, yes, 100%.
And then I just want to say, I think we should trust them. Like
Trace! God.
Imagine you do
Mar?
like, because you can climb up walls, I imagine you do the Spider-Man thing where you just kind of come down upside down, like, I think we should trust her.
I love that.
You were over there, and then you're... Oh, all right. Your sneakiness has been proven, but... Boy, the sisters... Boy!
So Mara walks up to Gwendolyn, looks them up and down, and then says, "Do you hug?" And puts her arms
They warned me it would be this way. And they'll walk up and wrap their arms around you. And they seem warm. Almost like they've, you know, when someone's been in the sun all day, you hug them and like they're not just warm because they are warm, like their skin is very much kind of like almost sun touched in a way. And there's that kind of radiant like sun heat. It's very much that kind of hug. It feels nice. They are a rather weedy individual, though. No pun intended. They're not very not very bulky. They're not very muscly. They're very kind of a very small frame. There we go. That's what I was looking for. As they kind of return this hug, they just let go immediately, kind of nod to you all. Just apologies for the rush, but it is incredibly important. I will meet you just outside of the city gates. Take your time, of course, but be as swift as you're able. They bow, just may the wind guide you.
Bree?
Yeah, you've got like 3 days to prepare. Not long, but you'll be happy for it. I can't tell you much more than that right now. Sorry.
Mara's like, I say we go now. We can come back and finish this discussion.
Apologies for rushing you away from something important. Now, nod and head outwards. You can see they're a little skittish every time their feet kind of hits the ground, and there's a slight echo in the chambers. They're very clearly not used to urban life.
Mara sends to Shikari and tells him, hey, we're following someone we don't know outside the city. You want to come keep a lookout?
They certainly will.
I will druid craft a bracelet for Gwendolyn.
Okay.
And now I can scry on them without them making a check.
There you go.
Jack is a sneaky sneak.
I have eyes everywhere.
They'll accept the gift because they have no reason to do so otherwise, and they'll take the bracelet and then they will immediately start druid crafting like a couple of flowers on top, and they kind of create this weave almost of a few different flowers. And you actually recognize, funnily enough, you actually recognize some of the plants that she weaves into it as plants from the Feywild. She will go
Okay,
ahead
out of character. We ain't got enough to deal with. We got freaking mind flayers and the Feywild to deal with. Really? Really? Okay.
Don't worry, this will only take a moment. Yeah, and Gwendolyn will leave. They'll go ahead and wait outside the gates. Unless there is anything specific that anyone would like to do.
No. Because we have the basis of a plan and we can work out specifics more once we find out how we're getting there and all that.
Cool.
So
we'll pick up next week.
Yay. Adventure and splitting the party. Oh no.
No.
We sat here devising a plan, and now someone has rocked up like, hi, I'm really sorry. I know you're doing something super important, but I need to borrow you for like a little bit. Just a tiny bit.
I need you to do this right now.
I need you to do. You need to do this for me. Okay, cool.
When the DM tells you, hey, go level up first, you do.
Right?
Ray, I would really like another level up so I can get one more point of rogue before we go into.
Go
Maybe.
do the side mission.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap up there for this session and pick up next week. let's go ahead and do a quick round the horn and let people plug what they would like to plug. Let's start with Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa, also known as So Much Geek. Few things. I will start streaming again soon, and on Wednesday I should be continuing with the Tales from the Loop game that I'm doing on Nerds with Dice, and we're extending that out to November 3rd, I believe, is going to be the last day now. So yeah.
Amazing. Jesse.
Hi, I'm Jessie, to use the news on the interwebs. I do art things. I just did the art for Soul's Confidant, the Invisible Suns game that is every Sunday. I'm sorry. I don't remember specific. Every Sunday, at a time, I will check. But you can also check out the Friends Who Roll Dice and Twitter for all that stuff. Yeah. I'm busy making Halloween costumes, so I am so scatterbrained right now. But it's almost Halloween, which means my brain will be done.
Almost. We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Also, oh my god, it's almost Halloween.
I keep saying things will. I keep saying, oh, I'll get. There'll be more time. My schedule will free up.
It never does. Wonderful. Rochelle.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Dragon Gem here on Twitch, the Dragon Gem on Twitter. I stream on my own channel on Sunday and Wednesdays nights at 8 Eastern. Yes, 8 p.m. Eastern. I stream a bunch of puzzle games, lots of puzzle games. Then I'm here every Monday. All proceeds from my Twitch channel get donated to local animal shelters in my area, so any bits or subs. So yeah, you should come by and check me out.
And Adam.
Hey, I'm Adam. You can get me online at AdamHardyBO. I do post-production for The Mind and the Martyr, so check out the YouTube channel, which has just been revamped. It is now the Friends Who Roll Dice YouTube channel, and those episodes are being uploaded, so you can, if you want to, catch all what happened in the very beginning. If you are caught up and are looking for just our more recent episodes, you can check out the Mind and the Martyr podcast, which is available pretty much anywhere you get your podcast: Spotify, Apple, Google Play, I think even Stitcher. We're all over the place. Listen.
Catch up. It's gonna be fun. Adam puts a lot of effort into all of that. No, really, he puts a lot of effort into all of that, so you definitely should check it out.
Good.
Thank you so much. As always, please support this wonderful cast and all that they do. They are wonderful. I love playing with them. As for me, I am Ray. I am the humble GM for the Mind and the Martyr. I do this on Mondays. I also run the Stygian Shroud, which is a Curse of Strahd kind of sequel over on Polish Cryptid's channel, where we have just broke into Strahd's Castle. So it'll be very interesting to see how the next few sessions play out with the final clashes going on here.
Are there as many hugs in that game as in this one?
I mean, we recently had a beach episode, so that was a thing that happened in Curse of Strahd of all games. So
nice.
Necessary.
It was a thing. But yeah, so other than that, I'm not doing
Are you guys done doing spoilers for Strahd? Because my cousin's gonna run that game in a little bit for me.
Oh, I wasn't talking about spoilers. Just yeah,
we're talking about spoilers. We're talking about hugs.
No. They were talking about spoilers, Adam. There's a canonic a beach episode in this
No,
person's
that's-
campaign.
Oh my lord. Yeah, no spoilers. No spoilers. But yeah, other than that, I'm trying to find the date because I've now forgotten about it, but I think I can talk about it. On Sunday the 8th, 12 p.m. EST to 3:30 p.m. EST, I'm going to be on D&D Jordan Lee's channel. D&D Jordan Lee is doing a good few days worth of incredible games for charity, and as part of that, I'm going to be running Blades of the Dark for the first time, which is going to be incredibly exciting with a bunch of people who are lovely and I've never gotten to play with before. So I am very excited about that. And yeah, we're going to be raising money for a few good causes. So yeah, you should definitely go ahead and check that out. As for Friends Who Roll Dice, yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on at the moment. We just debuted the Souls Confidant. We've just wrapped up our Utopia Friends Who Roll Dice team up. In order, it's for the Emporium charity drive, which we did for trans charity, which was just amazing. We raised like 8-point-something K, I think, at the end, which is just mind-blowing. It's incredible, and y'all are so generous. In terms of things happening soon, on Wednesday, October 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing a one-shot of Chew, which is a TTRPG based off of the foodie crime drama comic of the same name. We've got an incredible cast for that, so you should 100% check in. And a couple more things in the works. We've still got our casting call for Urban Shadows on our Twitter, so go ahead and check that out at Friends Roll Dice and sign up. And a couple more things I can't talk about yet. So we're busy. We're real busy. We're trying to get you awesome people on your screens. That's us. With that being said, yeah, we'll go ahead and call it here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you are hydrated, medicated, and all of that wonderful stuff. We're going to roll a quick credit reel here and then pass on the love that you've shown us to someone else. So thank you so much. Take care, keep well, keep moving forward. We will see you next time. Goodbye.